So fam, welcome back to my channel. I am Delicious Favor. Yay! Festive season is around the corner and it is time to slay with gorgeous style. So let me show you how I achieved this trending dress with side drapes. Now let's get started. So I'll be using this lovely leaf Ankara and this stretchy lycra fabric for this project. So now let's get into the drafting. So I've already marked the startup line and I've already demarcated the paper into two. So that signifies the front and back pattern. So you know this is an off the shoulder. So I'll be offing it by 5. Then I'll mark my bust height. Okay, the front pattern has a long wrap around the shoulder strap. That's why I make the length longer so that my breast will not be exposed. Okay, so you mark it with a straight line, then you extend it down at the back pattern too. So you make sure you off the shoulder, you mark your bust height. Okay, and you also rule the back pattern too. Okay, so make sure that your lines are straight. So I've marked that. So I'll mark the initial, that's the front and the back pattern. All right. So then I'll mark the waist length. So make sure that you off your shoulder by 5 and you'll mark your waist length. So don't forget, I mark the waist length. I'll also mark the hip length. You see, I take off 5 inches. Okay. And I also mark the hip length. You know, it's an off the shoulder. So I'll mark my hip length. And I'll also rule it with a straight line. So I'll also mark my nail length. So above the nail, okay, not your actual nail. So make sure you come up by 2 inches from your nail and measure it then before you mark it, okay? So I've already marked it and I'll also rule out with a straight line. So then I'll also mark the length. So the length of this paper is 48 inches, okay, but I will still be adding extra I'll be adding extra inches when I transfer to the fabric because my full length is 60. Okay, then I also mark the back waist length and I'll rule it to a straight line, and I'll mark the back hip and also rule with a straight line. So you make sure you mark all the necessary measurements. Okay, so if you found this tutorial helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up and do well to subscribe to our channel if you find this tutorial helpful. Our subscription is free. Okay, let me know where you are watching this tutorial from so I can get to know you and where you reside. So I'm done marking all the measurements. So I'll write down the initials so I don't get confused. So this is the chest line, the waist, the hip length, the knee length, and the full length. Yes, that's the length, the dress length. I'll also do the same to the front pattern. So I'll mark my shoulder round. My shoulder round is 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay. So then I'll also add extra inches to the strap. Okay, because I need it to wrap around to my back. So it's 17 inches. So this paper is not long. I'm still going to be adding extra. Okay. So I'm marking 17 inches for the wrap around shoulder. So I'll mark it like so. Okay. So then I also, for the off the shoulder neckline, I'll go down by 2 inches. Then I'll also mark the off the shoulder neckline. Okay. I'll mark my bust round. My bust round is, your bust round divided by 4. Okay. You mark it. All right. So I'll also mark my waist round divided by 4. So I'll connect the bust and the waist together like so. All right. And I'll divide my hip round into 4, then I'll mark it and connect it with my French cuff to my waist. And I'll minus 2 inches from the hip round and mark it at the nail and connect. And I'll also extend it down to the hemline like so, okay? For the side drapes, I'll go down at the waist by 2 inches, but you can also start your drape at the waist too. If you have a slimmer waist, please start at the waist, okay? But me, I'm kind of a plus size, so that's why I came down by 2 inches. So I'll connect it with my French cuff to the nail. You see the way I connect it to the nail. Okay, so do whatever works for you. So create full net for the side drape. So I'll be going down by 1 inches. Okay, and I'll start marking it. See the way I'm marking it in a kind of a slant line. I'll go up by 2 inches because I want my drape line to stop at this 2 inches marking. Okay, so I'll also mark in a slant line all the way to the nail. See the way I'm marking it? So I'll mark it like so. Okay. So for the bust dart, I will just be going down by I'll go down by 2 inches after the bust height line. Then I'll mark 7 inches. Okay. Then I'll also connect the bust dart like so. So I'm still not sure if I'll be using the bust. So if I change my mind about this dart, I will let you know in this video. So I'm done drafting. I'll cut out my pattern. So I'll cut out the side drapes, okay, from the nail. I'll cut it out. So before I cut it out, I'll write it down. I'll write the center front and indicate the side front so that I will not make mistake. Okay, so I'll cut out the drape, and I also cut out the neckline, the off the shoulder neckline. So I'm done with the front. So this is the back. So I mark the bust round divided by 4, also the waist round divided by 4. So I will connect it like so, and I also mark the hip round divided by 4 and connect it. I'll minus 2 inches or 1 inch from the hip and mark it as the knee round. I'll also extend it to the hemline like so. Okay, so that's how I got the back. So you see that the back doesn't have any strap. The front will wrap around the back. Okay, so that's the style. So I'll go in by 1/2 inch at the waist and connect it to the hip and the bust line. I also connect the neckline of my off the shoulder. I will bring the front side drape. So I'll go down by 2 inches and I'll place the front like so and connect it. See the way I'm connecting it so that it will match up together. Okay, so then I'll also start marking the slant line because I need those lines to also match up with the back pattern. Okay, so make sure that you do this when doing yours. Okay, so you see I'm already connecting it, so it's very easy. So you can also share your thoughts about this tutorial. And this is my first time of me trying this style, so I'm can't wait to see how this dress come out nice. So just wish me luck so the dress can come out nice. All right, so I've already also numbered the side drapes. Okay, I've numbered it so that I will not mistake the center for the side. All right, so that's why I numbered it. And also I'm done drafting the back pattern. I'll cut out my back dress like so. So far I'm done drafting the front and the back pattern. Okay, I will join the front and the back drape together at the side. Okay, the front and the back sides together. Okay, so I'll use my paper tape to hold them together. So you see the way I'm holding it. So I'll hold them together carefully like so. So I'm done. So I'll cut out the excess paper tape. So you see how the drape is. So here is the top. So I'll be reducing the measurement by 2 inches because of my stretchy fabric. So I'll be attaching the front and back together. So I'll make like a C shape with my French curve at the strap line. Then I'll cut it out like so. Okay, and I also cut out the 2 inches mark because this is a stretchy fabric, so I reduced the measurement. Okay, so I decided on a French dart. So I'll be coming down by 3 inches and I'll mark 6 inches, okay, inside. All right, so I'll mark it in a straight line to the waist. So I'll come up by 2 inches to mark my French dart. Okay, so I'll reshaping where I'll join the back and the front together. Okay, so I'll reshaping it and cut it out. Okay, so I'll also reduce the back measurement by 2 inches. Okay, the back pattern by 2 inches. I'll shaping it and I'll cut out the excess measurement. I'll fold my lycra fabric into 2. Okay, then I'll pin it down. So this is the back pattern. So I've pinned it down like so. Okay, so I'll be marking 1/2 inch for zipper allowance at the center back. Then I also mark 1/2 inch by the side. Okay, I'll cut it out like so. So by the side seam, I will not add any allowance. I will just cut it out. Okay, So I've cut out the back pattern. So I have folded the lycra into two and also placed the front pattern. So you can see the strap is quite longer on the front pattern because it's going to wrap around my shoulder. So I'll be marking 1/2 inch where I will join the Ankara, but I'm not marking at the side seam. So I'm not adding allowance at the side seam. It's only where I'll be joining the Ankara drape. Okay, I'll add 1/2 inch too. All right. So I'll cut out the front pattern like so. So I'm done cutting. So I'll fold my Ankara into two. So you know I've already attached my drape together. So I'll be cutting it out like so. You see the way I'm cutting it. So when I cut it, I'll mark the front and the back, and I'll also number it so that I'll not be confused. I'll mark the middle where I attached with my paper tape. So I will show you the reason why I'm marking the paper tape, the midpoint. So I'll cut everything. So as you are cutting, make sure that none of the piece miss. So you can use something to hold it down, because in case of if breeze is blowing, okay, so that it will not, you will not misplace any piece. Okay, so you should be careful with this. So I'm done cutting the drape. So what I'll do is I'll mark the midpoint of the Ankara, that's the middle of the Ankara. Once after I fold them together, you need to fold it together, then you mark the middle. Okay, so after marking the middle, then you rule a straight line on the Ankara from the midpoint to the hem. Okay, then you place the first piece, that's the one that you mark number 1, at the middle of that line. Okay, so make sure that that paper tape that I marked, okay, make sure it's at that line, the midpoint. Okay, then you pin it because you want the joining to be on a straight line. Okay, so then I'll leave like 2 inches in between each drape. I'll pin it down. Okay, so make sure that you place it by number, the pieces number by number. Once you put 1, you put 2, you leave 2 inches in between, you put 2, you leave 2 inches in between, you put the third one, leave 2 inches, then you pin it down. Make sure that the paper tape is in the center of that line that you draw at your Ankara. You need to be on a straight line. Okay, so I'll keep on pinning until I'm done placing the drape pattern on the Ankara. Okay, so I had to fast forward the video because it's kind of long. So I am done placing the piece. So I'll place the other part of the Ankara together. You see the way I separate it in an A-shaped line. So I'll be adding 20 inches to the length of this Ankara. You know, I told you I'm going to be adding inches. Okay, so I'll go out by 2 inches after. So at that paper pattern, I'll go out by 1 inch. So you see, I'm going to be connecting it in a slight A-shaped line, not too much, in a slight, because this Ankara is kind of extend from the nail in a slight A-shaped line. Okay, so you see the way I'm connecting it. So I'll be marking 1 inches all around that drape line, all the way to the top. 1 inches allowance. Okay, so I'll mark it. So I'm already at the top. I'm going to be marking 1 inch at the top, like so. Okay, so feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I'll answer your question. So I'll be adding 1 inches, and if you sew this tie, you can please send me pictures so I can see your work. So I also mark 1 inch at the nail. So I will extend it in an A-shaped line all the way to the M line, like so. So at the M line, I'll go up by 2 inches and I'll connect it in a curvy line at the M. So I will do the same to the other part. I'll go up by 2 inches and connect it to the M line. So our M line should have this curvy M line shape. So I'm done drafting. I'll be cutting out our drape dress. So I'll notch it at the nail. Okay, you notch it at the nail and continue cutting. Okay, so if you like this tutorial, please give this video a big thumbs up. And this is my first time of making this dress. I just had the idea of the cutting, but I've not yet sewn this. I hope this dress come out nice. So far, you can wish me luck in the comment section. So I'll be showing you the other parts. That's the part 2 of this video. That's the sewing tutorial of this drape Ankara dress. In the next video, you can go check that out. Okay, so I'll cut it out like so. I'll notch at the new line, and I'll also make 2 notches. That way it will indicate the back pattern. So when I see those 2 notches, I'll know that this is the back. Okay, so this is how I'll gather it. So I can't wait to see how this comes out. So here is the top pattern, the top of the dress pattern. So I'll remove the pattern paper. So before I remove it, I will mark out my French dart. I'll also notch it. Okay, so I will trace it out on my fabric. I'll also turn it to the other part and also trace out my French dart on the fabric. Okay, so but that is not really necessary for this cloth. You might not even put that because this is a stretchy fabric, but I've not yet tried out this French dart, so I just want to see how it is. So this is the back pattern. I'll remove the pattern paper. Okay, so here is pattern paper, the back pattern. Okay, see, I can't wait to see how this dress turn out. Okay, so you can do well to watch this part 2 of this long dress tutorial. Okay, and give this video a big thumbs up. And so far, wish me luck. I hope the outcome of this dress is beautiful. All right.